Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a fall makeup look, and the best part is I'm going to be using all Dollar Tree makeup. This has been a video I've been planning to do now that it is starting to feel like fall just a little bit, and I will be doing a couple more fall makeup looks as well. So this is just the first of a couple. And so of course, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming back for another video. If you're new to my channel, I'm basically a bargain beauty channel. What I mean by that is I like to do a lot of the same fun content that other beauty channels like to do. I just like to keep it at the bargain price point, so the closer to $1, the better. And if it sounds like you're in the right place, I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. And without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I haven't used this in quite a while. It is from, I think, the Glamapalooza line, and it's the IONI brow defining pen that they came out with earlier this year. And there is a little bit of a learning curve with this for me, and I always feel like I mess up my brows when I do it, but I always love the finished product. It's just this really, really thin little like eyebrow marker. If you are new to my channel, I've got like a breakout right here. I get very, very few, and this one I tried to pick at, so I made it even worse. So you'll just have to excuse that. If you're new here, I have been using a product called Grande Brow, I think is what it's called, in an effort to grow my lashes and my brows, which are usually really, really sparse. So this may be a little bit easier to use now that I have a little bit of eyebrow hair. Then I like to let it dry just a little bit, and then I like to brush my brows out just a bit. We'll also clean them with concealer like we usually do. The left one is always harder than my right because I pretty much have to use my right hand, and I'm going at a completely different angle. So yeah, while I'm doing my brows, I've got to tell you, so there is this new feature, and I think some of y'all have been using it, and I don't know a ton about it. It's this feature, I think it's called the hype button, and you'll see it on, I guess, any eligible video. And what it's meant to do is help boost small creators like myself. And so if you're aware of it and you've been doing it, thank you so much. You obviously were aware of it way before I was. Apparently this just rolled out in like August. And so if you've been doing that for my videos, I appreciate it so much. And if not, down like below here, the video, I think there's like a little menu of things. You can hit this button called Hype. And it just helps kind of boost, you know, smaller channels like mine who are at a big disadvantage in the algorithm. Because, you know, the bigger channels a lot of times get favored in the algorithm. So if you want to help out, that is a huge way you can help my channel out. And my brows look a mess. You just have to trust the process with this pen because it really is a wonderful product. And of course, I'm still doing a darker brow even though I'm blonde. That's just what I like. So I'm just gonna be using, to clean up my brows and to conceal, I'm gonna be using the Mercerie Flawless Finish. This is like a full coverage concealer that you can find at the Dollar Tree. They have a pretty good shade selection as well. This is what the packaging looks like. I've had this for a little while. You'll have to excuse the Band-Aid. Everything you see on me is a burn from cooking. This is from frozen pizza. This is from my air fryer. And yeah, I burn myself all the time when I cook. As always, take my little flat Sassy Chic brush. I'm hoping to get my nails done here in the next couple weeks. It's been a while now, probably since earlier in the year. I'll have to do another Chatty Get Ready With Me. Just kind of update you since my last Chatty Get Ready With Me I did a couple of weeks ago. Sometimes too, after I clean up my brows, especially with this product here, I sometimes will go in and like touch up some spots. I really need to sit down and practice this, like really sit down and try to master it. I know some people use like multiple products too. You use this and like a brow powder as well. See, that's already so much better. And I like to go back in and brush out just a little bit. Okay, I think that's gonna be good for right now. Like I said, I might touch my brows up a little bit more later, but I think I'm pretty happy as of yet. So I'm gonna use my LA Colors eye primer. Love this stuff. And I'm gonna be using the Smoky Browns palette from Beauty Intuition. And they've got two. They've got the old Color Story and the newer one. The older one is like a beautiful fall rainbow. And then the newer one is still neutral colors, but it's a little bit more muted and a little bit, I think a little bit cooler. And I'm gonna be using that today along with a LA Colors liquid shadow. I officially closed my pool the other day. I think the latest I ever used it was October 1st. And then other years, like mid-September. This year, I was really done in August. Sometimes just once it gets cool enough, like it might be 80, 85 degrees in the day, but if we've had a stretch of weather where it's been like 50s at night, the water's just too cold for me. I just can't do it. So it's done kind of early this year. So another difference between this Smoky Browns palette and the old Color Story is this one has some shimmers in it, whereas the other one is all mattes. So we're gonna get a look with this today. But because this one doesn't have like a light shade that's not a shimmer, I'm gonna go into the old one. See, this is the old one right here. And I'm gonna go into that shade there to put all over my lid as a base. I really think these are really very pigmented. I know there's sometimes kind of hit or miss with some people I've talked to, but I think these are actually like really nice. That's even lighter than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't guess I expected it to be this light. I'm gonna also go into this shade right here in the old Smoky Browns before I go into the other one. Kind of buff this into the lid. So I think I'm gonna be decorating for fall here, probably maybe Friday. As I sit here, it's Wednesday. We have a new couch being delivered tomorrow because ours is about 11 years old. So now I'm gonna go into that shade there in the new Smoky Browns palette. Just gonna use that same brush I just used. And so we kind of bought like a nice fancy like water resistant cover, and it's a better like material that's more pet friendly. We have a protection plan, and we're just gonna do everything we can and hope for the best. If you have pets, I know you understand. They are why we can't have nice things, y'all. But we love them. That color is beautiful. It's just blending into that other shade. So, so pretty. Recently here, I've started wearing like eyeshadow again at work. And I went a really long time where I was just using like liquid shadow. And I've gotten back into using like regular shadow. Okay, I'm gonna buff a little bit of this shade right here to, I'm gonna put a little bit of the shade here to smoke it out a bit. I'm gonna use that first brush that I used. I'll have the two fall looks that I did last year. I think they were all using budget makeup or Dollar Tree makeup. One came out exactly like I'm making such a mess. One came out exactly like I had it in my head. I did want to do like a fall leaf type of look, like where I did like orange, red, and green. But I wanted it to be kind of subtle as well, and I think it came out really pretty. I'm just gonna use that other brush to just blur this. And I think the other one was just like kind of like a very traditional warm look. But I will have those down below so you can check those out from last year. Go into that shade right there. It should be a shimmer, and I'm gonna see what it does. I'm gonna use my flat brush right here and just really pack it on there and spray. It's not the most shimmery thing in the world, but it's pretty pigmented. It's definitely getting a brightening effect, but it's not like super shimmery. But yeah, it is very pigmented though. That's actually going on more shimmery than the first one. Let me do a little bit more on that first eye. Sometimes you have to build it up a little bit more, you know. So far, so good. So as always, we're gonna come back to the eyeshadow and add more details and finish up, but I'm gonna move on to liner, lashes, face, and all that kind of thing. So I just added a coat of mascara. This is the Rockstar mascara from the IONI Glamapalooza line. It's the one in brown. Just a coat of that because I am gonna wear lashes. And I'm gonna use like brown liner, brown mascara, everything's gonna be brown. And I get the LA Colors liquid eyeliner. This is in brown. It comes with that traditional type of, comes with the traditional kind of brush tip, which I don't mind at all. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a wing. I do wish this shade here is a little bit lighter brown than I would think it would be, but it doesn't make me mad. It is a much softer effect for sure than black. So when I go back to do my eyeshadow, I'm gonna put some extra brown shadow in there and kind of meet it with the lines so I don't look ridiculous. I actually might do that real quick right now. So I'm gonna take a little brush like this, and I'm gonna go into that dark brown shade and kind of meet up with that line a little bit, just to kind of blend it. I'm gonna try to tap off my brush so I don't make too big of a mess. And I'm really kind of smudge this in along that line. Blur it a bit. So for lashes, I'm going to use the ones that I used the other day in my Testing New Dollar Tree makeup. These are something I found at the Dollar Tree, 2 pair of Salon Perfect lashes. I think they're from something called the Winged Demi collection. So I'm going to put these on off camera, but I will have my lash tutorial down below in the description box, and that way if you want a good tutorial on how to apply lashes, you can check that out. But I will be right back. Okay, lashes are on. I think, as always, they're mostly straight. They're never perfect, let me tell you. So moving on. So I'm gonna use the Candy Moyo BB cream. This is in medium. In my opinion, and according to the ingredient list, this is exactly the same as the foundation. So either one you have is like the same thing. Literally the ingredients are the same. So I'm just gonna put this on my foundation brush, and we're gonna move on to Complexion. Then come back and finish off the eyes. And I actually have a new product for my lips. Something I thought, I haven't used it in a Testing New Dollar Tree makeup video, but it would be perfect for this look, so at least I think it will. We'll see. I think it's time again to wash this foundation brush. Kind of smells a little bit. I still need to do my roots like really bad. They're dark and gray at the same time. I do have them sprayed with some blonde spray though. But yeah, I've been just really lazy about it. And for concealer, I'm gonna go back in with the Mercerie. I don't know if like all these new ways that people put concealer on really make a difference or not. I don't know, tell me your opinions, what you think. You know, it used to be you do the V, and then it was like, don't do that. And you know, it used to be that you just put it under your eyes and in the corner, and then it was like, you have to do the V, and now it's like, don't do that, put it here and here. And I think it all ends up going to the same place personally. But I'm not a makeup artist, so I do not know in that way. So for powder, this leaves a little bit of a white cast, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyway. It's been a little while. It's the Mercerie Pressed Finishing Powder. This is in translucent. That's just from my powder brush having a little bit of foundation on it. It's not like dirty or anything like that. And I'm not gonna bake, I'm just gonna put this under my eyes with like a brush like this. I think if you bake it under your eyes, it's more whitish that way. I think this might be just a softer way of putting on a powder like this. Now for bronzer, I haven't used this in a good long while. This is the BPure Glow Up Contour. This is in medium dark. I also have the fair medium as well. I'm gonna really try to go light-handed with this. I'm really gonna diffuse it. I'm gonna try not to go overboard, and I'm already thinking I will. So I have been linking my hair pieces down below because they're from Amazon, and so whatever hair piece, this is of course not my hair. So I'm gonna use my foundation brush and just kind of blur this out a little bit. I should have used the lighter color. But yeah, so this is kind of my curly one, and I got my other one that I wear that's my straight one, and there we go. I probably got it a little bit splotchy. Sometimes I actually like a beauty blender for a product more like this. I think I got it pretty much blended in. I really should have just gone way lighter handed. I always say I'm going to, and it's really hard to actually execute. So for blush, I haven't used this in a while. This is the LA Colors Cream Gel Blush. This is in Rose Garden. And the color isn't exactly like the tube. It's a little bit more like pinkish coral, as you can see. I cleaned up that same stippling brush, and I'm just really gonna diffuse it. There we go. And just so you know, my camera comes out a little bit more red. Everything is just a little bit more red. There's probably a setting I need to address that I don't know how to do. Everything comes a little bit more bronzed and red than it does to me in person. So we got the blush and bronzer, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighter, and I'm gonna use the IONI Face and Body Illuminator. This is also from the Glamapalooza line. This is in Golden Gleam. This can be mixed in with your foundation or used as like a standalone, you know, illuminator. And I remember really liking this when I tried it out. I remember it just being very easy to work with and just a nice glow. There we go. Beautiful. So now back to the eyes. I'm gonna add some liner. I'm gonna do some more eyeshadow, add some finishing touches. So I wanna use a brown pencil liner in my waterline, but I don't have a Dollar Tree one that's worth anything. So I'm gonna go into the Essence Kajal pencil. This is in Teddy. This is something I got at CVS. It's really cheap. I think it's like $3. It's really pretty good. And go in my waterline. I think I'm gonna actually mix these two shades here together to smoke out underneath. I'm gonna use my smudger brush as always. Put it in both and then tap it off really, really good. Now I want to brighten up my inner corner, and I was going to use this right here, the LA Colors liquid liner from the Too Cheeky line. But I honestly don't think I want something shimmery. I know, or I don't want something super metallic. So I think I might go into that shade right there. Or I thought about just going and doing like a matte inner corner highlight and going into that first shade we went into. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that on my brow bone and my inner corner. So I'm going to put it on like a big, kind of a big tapered brush like this. My brush is a little damp because I just cleaned it, which doesn't hurt in making it more pigmented. I'm going to drag it out to the bottom just a little bit. Oh yeah, that just brightened up the inner corner. Really nice. I want to drag it up just a little bit to the inside of the eye. Oh yeah. Take that same brush and that same shade and put a little bit on my brow bone here, just to really accentuate that. And just gonna blur it just a bit. So I think I'm gonna touch up my brows just a little tiny bit more. I've got some little uneven patches in it. So with a very light hand, just going to add a few extra little strokes. My right eye always comes out so much better than my left, but you know, is what it is. So I think my eyes are done. I really like the effect we have gotten so far. I think I want to pop a little bit of this brown right here and kind of transition those two shades right there just a little bit more. It just feels a little bit harsh. There we go. I think that is a little bit better. So now last but not least, we're going to finish off with the lips. This is the new product I have. It's not new, like new, but it was something I found maybe earlier in the year and have never used. And I bought it because it was kind of a different shade. It's the Beauty Intuition Bold and Bright Lipstick, and this is in Sweet Cocoa. So I thought this would be nice for our look today. And I'm going to use my IONI lip liner in Mombassa Spice. Beauty Intuition's packaging is a lot like the Maybelline lip vinyl packaging. So it looks a little warmer than I thought it would be. Maybe a little less brown. I don't know. Let's see. Definitely not as brown as I thought it would be. Like if you look at the packaging, it's a little bit more, especially on camera, comes across as like a little bit more like mauve. It feels nice on the lips though. It's not like super creamy or anything like that, but it doesn't feel terrible at all. I don't know how long lasting it is, but I think it's a nice addition to this look. So here's our super bargain friendly fall makeup look using all Dollar Tree makeup. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, show me you did by hitting the like button. Also, if you enjoyed this video, show me you did by hitting the hype button. Like I said, that's a new feature that helps out creators like me. And if you've been doing that, I appreciate it so very much. Definitely check out my fall looks from last year, as well as other related content down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.